Right, good afternoon everyone. Apparently there's no introduction, so I guess it falls on me to welcome everybody to the event. My name's Alex Charles and I'm the CTO at Broadbean. So I know today you're probably going to be blasted with product pitches for most of the afternoon, so I thought I'd take a slightly different tack, and I think looking down the list of people coming today, I think many of you, or at least half of you, probably already got Broadbean. So I'm going to talk about innovation. This is today's all about technology and innovation. So why is innovation so important to us? Well, I think one of the things is it's very easy to kind of walk around these things and look at the solutions that are in front of you and assess them in terms of how they meet your needs today. But certainly if I was in your shoes as somebody looking at and evaluating product, I'd be looking at whether those solutions are actually going to meet your needs in the future. How do you do that? It's all about the supplier and their ability to innovate, which is why I think this is important. Now, I've been in this industry 15 years, and the amount of change that's happening in the last few years is really dramatic. We've seen providers changing their business models. We've seen Facebook and Twitter becoming viable search channels. We've seen Monster and LinkedIn entering the CV database space. We've seen mobile take off. We've seen social advertising rapidly increase. And last point there, we've seen people start to apply for jobs with their online profiles. These are big, big changes. I'd say for the 15 years I've been in the industry, the first 10 years there was nothing really radical happening. We were tweaking the dials a little bit, there was features being built, but nothing really radical was happening. That is changing. So I guess the theme of my presentation is to say when you're looking at the suppliers, think about their capability to innovate and keep their products up to date with those changes. So just very quickly to position Broadbean, it's even more critical for us because we're kind of a middleman. So we have to innovate because we need to be embraced by your recruitment solution CRM provider, because we want them to adopt us because we provide specialist technology that they find it hard to deliver themselves. And at the end of the day, the channels and sources that we provide you access to, all of those sources, whether they're social, job boards, deep web, you already have access to them. So we have to innovate because we have to be able to deliver those channels to you in a way that's more efficient and smarter than the ways you do it by going direct. So it's even more important for us. So how do we create a culture within the business that supports that kind of innovation? I kind of like this picture because, I don't know about you, but this is a really competitive industry. Sometimes it feels like a bit of a battle at the front. And it can be very easy. There's lots of ideas floating around in our businesses, but it's very easy to say, great idea, but you know what, pick up a sword and get back onto the front line because we've got a battle to fight. I think it's quite true of this industry. And we have to be able to make time for people to actually stand back, look at the longer term picture and go and invent that machine gun. And it feels great when you do that. I mean, this guy's looking pretty smug because he's got the answer. But to do that, he's had to be afforded the time to stand back. So for us at Broadbean, that's all about the culture we create within the business. And it's an attitude thing. The development team have to be motivated to innovate. So some of the things we've been doing recently, for example, we've given them total flexi time. So the developers at Broadbean can come in and out of the office whenever they like. They can work whatever hours they want and from anywhere in the world. But the only thing they have to do is they have to deliver. So we measure them on their output, not on the hours they spend 8 till 6 in the office. And that changes their attitude towards us as a business. The other thing we've done is we give them dedicated R&D time. So as a minimum, 1 day a month, the whole team is allowed to do whatever they want. They can play with new technology, they can try out ideas as long as they think it could help and contribute to the business. We also believe in having a constant dialogue within the business between the development teams and the front of the business. So we actually use Yammer to facilitate that in our company, but there's a constant dialogue around the different product verticals talking about what customers want, what sales are getting made, and what the developers think about that changing environment. So the developers are tuned in to what's going on at the front of the business. So it's all about the culture, and it's okay for kind of management teams to sit around the table and throw all these great strategies and ideas around, but ideas without execution are not innovation because they simply don't happen. It's the execution that's important. The ideas are actually easy, but the execution is very, very hard. So thinking about execution for a moment, it's all about the people in the business. So for us, it's about everybody coming up with ideas and the business supporting them to be able to achieve them. So I thought it might be useful just to give you some kind of quick examples of some of the kind of innovation that's been going on, totally ground up. So this is not instigated by management or asked of people. These are things that the team have come up with themselves. So this is Darren. Darren's one of the younger guys in our development team. And it's about a year ago now. I was on the weekend relaxing at home with the family, and I got an email from Darren saying, I just read an article that said LinkedIn have launched this thing called Apply Online, and it looks like it could be a really big thing for us. I'm going to have a play with it. So I thought, okay, it's nice. On his weekend, sent me a mail to let me know that. On Monday, he came in having built a plugged in LinkedIn Apply into our Apply Online process, working and ready to go out. And within a week, it was out with customers in beta. So that's real innovation. That's somebody taking an interest in the trends in the industry and applying them and executing on them straight away. This is Andy, a bit hard to see. Andy's one of our team leads. Andy had a great idea, which was that we were really struggling to get a picture of the kind of trends and patterns in the support that was coming into the business, technical support. So Andy had a great idea to turn the search tool that we'd written to search on candidates against our own support tickets. So again, in his own time, in the background, behind his other duties, he actually created a whole search suite to be able to just interrogate our tickets with facet filters and see the different patterns of clients or CRM related tickets, so that the whole ticket data came alive for the support team, and it totally changed the way they thought about support tickets. Another example, this is Lisbeth, who runs our business development in Holland. She noticed that in the Dutch market, they were adopting social networking much quicker than they were in the UK, and they actually were really interested in social referral, so using social network to power referral. So she took it on herself to find the leading technology out there that was powering that for people already using it, and introduced them, brought them into the business, and within 6 months we'd embedded that technology and it was out there live with customers. Again, another example of kind of ground up innovation. Pat, another member of the team, he's a Facebook addict, so he just lives on Facebook, loves it, and we encourage it because he's the one person in the business that you can guarantee is tuned into how people use it. So Pat, again off his own back, built a whole Facebook template application for our clients so that they could have a Facebook presence and deliver jobs into that, and we were the first ones out to market with that. That's over a year ago now. Again, another ground up initiative. And then lastly, this is Anton. That is, believe it or not, the picture he decided best represented him on the company website. Not sure why, but there we go. And Anton teamed up with Mo, and on their Hacker Day, which is this day a month I was talking about, they decided to solve this problem of trying to get recruiters to move out of Outlook. And their idea was, well, hang on a minute, why don't we just stop trying to get them to go out of Outlook to review candidates? Why don't we take the product to them? So they spent their Hacker Day building a plugin for IE, which allowed people to rank the candidates that were coming in and get them uploaded into their CRM without even leaving Outlook. So what we've done over the last year really is go back and rather than adding more kind of bells and whistles and features, we've actually said, well, let's go back and have another look at the core. In the core of our product, the way we deal with analytics, search, CRM integration, viewing of CVs. Let's take a look at that, take the latest technology, see how we can use that to totally change the way we're delivering those features and improve them. So I'm going to take you through a few of the things that we've been developing. And these things are all either out there now in production with customers or they're in beta. So, start with analytics. Obviously, as part of our role as Broadbean, one of the jobs we have is to give you complete visibility over how effective all of the channels are that you're sourcing from, whether that's social, job boards, your own database, or deep web. And what we felt was the reporting we're giving people at the moment is quite hard to use, it's clunky, it's not very user-friendly. So we've adopted an open source business intelligence technology, which we've adapted now, and we've started to deliver much more, hard to see on this screen, but much more intuitive reports that really allow you to slice and dice the data and see it by sector or geographically, and see really which of your channels are performing well. And in addition to that, we've gone on a step further than what we've been doing so far to give you a view of how those channels are performing right through to the point of hire. So again, coming back to that earlier picture of how important the CRM integration is for us, we're collaborating with your CRM providers to make sure you see the whole funnel, right from click on the job board, right the way through to hire, so you know what your return on investment is and how your channels are performing, whether it's JobSite, Monster, LinkedIn, or your own database, right the way through the funnel, from candidates applying, shortlisting, being progressed, or hired. And we do that both across advertising and search. So search now is just as important to see that flow through to the hire process. So there's just some examples of what we've been doing with analytics, and this is out in beta now with 2 or 3 of our customers. A big focus for us this year has been search. So we've been the market leader in searching all the external channels for quite some time, but what we've been working on more recently is how to leverage the applicants you've already got. People are getting so much data through, we really wanted to make it easier to be able to reuse the candidates that have already applied to you. And the lessons we learned really from some of our earlier attempts in that is that recruiters don't really want to put big search queries in anymore or fill in lots of information in order to run a search. They want to get straight to the data and start navigating it and exploring it. So we used new search technology which is based on Lucene and Elasticsearch. You get sub-second search performance, and what we've done is, because we see all the applications, we've actually given filter and refine options around the user's application behaviour. So you can go straight into all of your existing data and say, show me all the people that have applied to jobs in these industries or in these job types or within certain date periods. So you can very quickly filter your data down. We also took an innovative approach to consultants putting their own view on top of candidate data. One thing we know is consultants hate picking skills lists and contextualising data. They just don't have time for it. So we thought we'd pick a consumer type technology of tagging and apply that to recruitment. So all you have to do is pick a candidate, type a tag, done. Tag cloud surfaces the most commonly used skills or concepts within the database, so it's very easy to get back to. So again, it's all about going back and revisiting what we've done and making it easier for people. So moving on, this seems like such a simple thing, but viewing CVs, the time it takes to do that is absolutely critical. You know, you think of the number of CVs your recruiters go through on a daily basis, just that action of opening the CV and moving to the next one can be really important to their productivity. So we set our team the challenge of saying, right, we want sub-second CV viewing. We want to be able to open up a CV. We want to see all the history of their applications in the past. We want to see structured data on them, but we want to see their original CV and be able to navigate through in less than a second. We reckon it takes 3.5, maybe 4 seconds on most people's machines to open a Word document from Outlook. So we said we want to cut that by 2/3. And the guys have just delivered this. This is out now with some of our customers and it's going to be rolled out to anybody using ApplyTrack over the next few weeks. It delivers that sub-second performance, and what it does is it renders the original CV, which is actually below the fold on this example, in an HTML viewer, which is much faster than opening a full Word document. So you still see the original document, but you've got the speed advantage. Coming back to that point about innovation, one of the things the team did is they actually took it upon themselves to say, okay, dealing with CVs is great, but we know people are starting to apply with their LinkedIn profiles, they're starting to use online profiles. So rather than just meet the initial brief, they said, well, I'll tell you what, let's make sure that if that person has applied with a LinkedIn profile, let's actually take the profile and put it right in the top of the CV viewer, so they're getting the benefit of all that data as well as the full CV which is below it, together with a research part to go off and check them out in various different social media. So we kind of went that next stage of thinking, this is again thinking about what's coming next. Okay, almost done, 2 more slides. And linking that back into the apply process, we know that the apply process needs to go online. But the reason it hasn't gone online and most people are still applying via email is because it's a pain in the butt for candidates. Filling out these contact detail forms is horrible and you get drop off. And what we've done now is launched the apply process where literally all you need to do, attach a CV, reply with LinkedIn, done. There's nothing for the candidate to fill in, but we get the benefit of all of that data. So last slide here really is to say part of this innovation culture we have has to involve our customers. We've got over 2,000 clients worldwide. So that's a massive amount of people that know instinctively what they want the product to do. So this year we launched a feedback forum. We've already got over 1,000 users actively giving us ideas. So my call to action really to you guys and anyone that's using Broadbean is come and get involved in our innovations. Give us your ideas. We'll guarantee as a minimum to answer your idea, and if other clients like it and it gets voted up, it'll get delivered. And you actually see that progress through the process. So, I guess that's me, and I think if there's one thought I'd like to leave you with is that Broadbean as a business, we have the culture and we have the scale as a business to be able to keep you on top of what's coming in the future, not just what's here now. So hopefully you'll go and see our guys later on in the day.